things that I may or may not sign. I may not have to sign. I mean, progress is being made, as you know, very well on the Hill. We'll see what happens. But I have the right.
Similar. All right, President Trump sounding hopeful lawmakers can reach a deal in the next round of COVID-19 relief. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, Senator Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi negotiating the Speaker's office late this afternoon. Earlier, the Senate Minority Leader lashing out at Republican colleagues for dragging their feet.
This disease has washed over our country like a great flood, and Republicans are acting like we need to fix a leaky faucet.
Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana joining us now. Senator, is your party lacking urgency on this issue, as Chuck Schumer states?
I would say, Sandra, that at this juncture and with respect to this particular moment, Senator Schumer is very well versed in the stuff that he's making up. We've made no progress in the negotiations. It distresses me to say that, but the reason we've made no progress is because Senator Schumer and Speaker Pelosi's position, their only position is, here is Speaker Pelosi's $3 trillion HEROES Act, take it or leave it. You don't have to be Einstein's cousin to understand that Speaker Pelosi's bill is not going to pass the United States Senate, nor should it. It would permanently change, radicalize our election laws, our immigration laws. It would offer free abortions. It would let prisoners go. It would bail out every mismanaged state pension plan. And she knows, and Senator Schumer knows, that bill's not going to pass, yet they persist in saying, we have no offer, it's this, take it or leave it. Now, we're going to put a bill, we meaning the Senate Republicans, on the floor tomorrow to extend Americans' unemployment compensation benefits. And I hope my Democratic friends will vote for it.
If something doesn't move on this, the president said he's willing to act alone via executive order. Would you support the president's decision in doing that? He's looking at evictions, a moratorium on evictions, payroll tax cuts.
Normally, Sandra, I would say no, because this is Congress's job. But if we're not going to do our job, and given the fact that the American people, through no fault of their own, find themselves in a pool of misery, I think the president would have to act. Now, I'd want to see what he's proposing to do. I've heard the proposal about the payroll tax cut. My first preference would not be a payroll tax cut, because it wouldn't help the people who, through no fault of their own, don't have a job. The shutdown as a result of the coronavirus that our governors and our mayors have done to varying degrees have done permanent damage to our economy. And when we finally open back up, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm afraid that many Americans are not going to have jobs to go back to. And we're going to help them, have to help them with unemployment compensation until we can get those jobs created.
Senator, there's no doubt there's a lot of people, a lot of families, American families, that are in pain right now. And to be fair, we haven't heard the specifics from the administration on what exactly the president, on what's on the table as far as a consideration for the president to act alone on this. But he did say and talk about a lot of people being evicted. He said, I'm going to stop it because I'll do it myself if I have to. I have a lot of powers with respect to executive orders, and we're looking at that very seriously right now. Is that a good use of executive orders?
Well, I think eviction relief is necessary. At the same time, we need to figure out a way to help the property owners as well. If people can't pay their rent, property owners can't pay the mortgage. And so the property owners are caught in the middle. And my preference would be to figure out a way to help people with eviction, but also to help the property owners as well, so they don't have to go into bankruptcy.
Can you give us a timeline? And I know you talked about what's being introduced on the Senate floor tomorrow, but is Senate going to stay in session till some? I mean, what is the plan? What can you tell the American people as a member of Congress, a sitting U.S. senator, that when is something going to get done here? All we see is the blame game happening.
All I can do is look you in the eye, Sandra, and look the American people in their eyes and tell them the truth, that we're not making any progress. And it's impossible to make progress when the only position on the table is pass Speaker Pelosi's bill or nothing. Those aren't reasonable alternatives, and that seems to be where we find ourselves. I'm beginning to believe that some are more worried about the next election instead of the next generation.
All right, this is a big statement. Senator Kennedy, appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.